Hey guys, we do have the data download. Once again, they sort of screwed themselves, I guess, in a way, because they released the data download before the Dokkan Now drop, before the live stream happened. So this is exactly the same situation that we were in prior to the 5-year anniversary on JP, where they did the data download like before the stream even happened, and people didn't even care, really care about it anymore. So we're gonna go over these new units that have graced our presence here. We're going to start with Vegito, and then we're going to go into the Buu tanks, and we'll take a look at Tien and Buu Piccolo as well. I believe we also have the details for LR Hercules Easy A. I don't know if it's here, but I can probably pull it up in a different window. 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Okay. Let me put that over here for now. Alright, so here we go. Goku and Vegeta Angel. These guys are pretty much what everyone was expecting. So Battle of Wits is one of the new categories. Now I translated this because JP got their data download first and I did translations for it quickly. I translated this as Psychological Warfare. Battle of Wits, whatever, it's fine. It's the same exact thing. Or Majin Buu Saga, so we finally have a real Majin Buu Saga leader. Category key +3, HP 130, attack +170, and defense as well. Super attacks, so we can take a look down here. Vegeta's Pride and Goku's Rage is the 12 key. 18 key, or sorry, that's the 18 key. 12 key is Cooperation between rivals. So both of them raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and then obviously one's Colossal, one's Mega Colossal. Passive. So this is interesting. Attack and defense +120. Reduces damage received by 30% plus an additional key +1 per type key sphere obtained, which is not rainbows, right? So if they get a rainbow, they don't get the extra key sphere. Type is specifically anything that's basically anything that's not rainbow. And then a medium chance of launching an additional super attack. So immediately when I first saw these guys, my brain just went to, okay, these guys are just an easy A of the 3rd year int LR Vegito. It's very similar. The pass was very similar. And then these guys do have an active skill to transform into the LR Super Vegito, which it doesn't look like that transformation is actually live here. We can pull up my translations for it, but yeah, these guys. So like, if you're taking on like extremes for Battle Road or Super Battle Road, these guys are going to be pretty good because keep in mind you're starting out with 120% defense and 30% damage reduction. So I haven't seen gameplay of these guys yet, but I mean like. You know, turn 1, they're going to be sitting at probably like 130k defense, although their defense is actually quite low, their defensive stat. Let me see if I could pull up like other LRs to compare them to. Let's go to list here. I think DBZ Space is like sort of struggling to stay afloat right now, but I mean like there's LRs with like 14,000 defense as well, so I think this defense stat is actually a little bit low. But considering the fact they're getting 30% damage reduction, I mean, they're going to be sitting at like 110,000 or something defense. Plus, they also do get the raise for 1 turn when they use the super attack. So, I mean, keep in mind, this also comes into play for their defense as well, because they get 2, they can even get 3 super attacks in 1 turn in this form, which is going to raise their defense 3 times in 1 turn. So I think they should be okay. They're not going to be like, you know, turn 1, 400k defense, but you know, they'll be solid turn 1. And let me pull up my translations for Vegito here, just because we don't have, for some reason DBZ Space is not updated for that yet. All right, so down here, Super Vegito's 12 key super attack is the Spirit Excalibur, which is raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and Cloud's Colossal, and then the 18 key is the same exact thing but Mega Colossal. And the reasoning why they didn't really change these that would make them too overpowered, the super attack effects, is because we can take a look at the passive. So recovers 50% HP once only. This is an active skill, by the way, so it can be used when 4 turns or more have elapsed and HP is 77% or below. Attacking units plus 150%. Medium chance to perform a critical hit, which is going to be really, really important considering he also counters with tremendous power upon receiving normal attacks. Key +1 in addition when collecting key spheres, so they got rid of the type key spheres restriction, so now it's any key sphere. Then he gets key +5 and reveal the location of enemy super attacks for 10 turns from first appearance. And the way that I believe that works is I think that is just an ability that activates when they use their active skill to transform. So it behaves very similarly to the free-to-play Android 14 and 15 card, where even if they're not on rotation, it still will show the location of the super attack, which is huge. If you have this guy on a team with, you know, any of their counter units, which, you know, we have AGL Super Vegito, we have Physical Vegito Blue, who are both counter units, and they don't really like taking damage from super attacks, so you pair this guy along with them, and they're, you know where the super attacks are going to be. So it pretty much, you know, alleviates you having to think about what to do with them on your rotation. You know exactly where to put them. So very, very important aspect of this card right there. Now, let's quickly talk about the actual conditions to fuse. So, 4 turns is definitely not bad. It's the same restriction as the LR Blue Vegito and Gogeta from the 5-year anniversary. But they do have an extra stipulation, which is 77% or below HP. It's not going to be difficult to do that in something like Extremes for Battle Road, right? It's not going to be tough. But by the time you get to turn 4, are you, like, really struggling to, like, finish the stage? I feel like if you've made it to turn 4, you pretty much have beaten the fight. At least that's in my experience what's happened. Because Extremes for Battle Road, I mean, I've seen videos of it, obviously I'm on Global, I haven't seen it in action yet, but the enemies don't really have that much health. So I feel like most people just blitz through the stages and don't, like, you know, get to turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. I mean, you can get to turn 4 pretty easily. And I think the biggest thing that you're going to get out of this card in something like Extremes for Battle Road is the heal. Recovering 50% health, and you being able to do that pretty much every single fight is going to, I think, even more so than this unit, like, actually doing damage and stuff, I think the heal, as well as, you know, revealing the locations of the super attacks, I feel like those are the 2 biggest assets that this card is bringing to the table when you talk about Extremes for Battle Road. And same thing with categories for Battle Road, to be honest. But in longer events, like Infinite Dragon Ball History, Legendary Goku event, this guy's just going to be insane. I mean, this lasts for 10 turns. Like, you're not really going... Because keep in mind, this starts from turn 4, and then you have 10 more turns. So it's 14 turns where this guy's going to be, like, you know, showing the location of super attacks and stuff. So I think you're not really going to have to worry about this running out pretty much any mode, because this guy's going to be doing so much damage and stuff that it's like you're not going to be prolonging anything. So my thoughts on Vegito, very, very insane unit. Just from first glance, without seeing him in action yet, I would say I'm fairly impressed. Like a counting and revealing location of super attacks was something that we saw sort of them play around with the EZA for AGL Super Vegito, but they didn't do it right. This one they did it right, so I'm excited to use them. All right, let's move on to this guy. Majin Buu Gotenks, Invincible Absorption. He is the Power Absorption, or Majin Power category, Ki +4, HP 130, and attacking was +170, so same spread as the Super Vegito XB gives 4 Ki, and this guy's super attacks are Destructive Grenade and Kamehameha, so this guy actually infinitely stacks his defense on 18 Ki, and he infinitely stacks his attack on 12 Ki. Then we go down to the passive Evil Scheme, recovers 12% HP at start of turn, attack and defense plus 120%, plus an additional Ki +1 per type Ki sphere obtained, and medium chance of launching an additional super attack. So very similar to what we just saw with these guys over here, except the only difference is that these guys have 30% damage reduction while this Buu heals. And that's pretty much the only difference. I mean, they're almost the same exact unit. Obviously, the links are way different. Metamorphosis, I mean, we could take a look, because these are, I think these are the old links. These aren't even the new ones, like the updated ones. Actually, it is 10% legendary power. These aren't leveled up at all, though. But I think when people look at units like this, like look at his defense stat, 14.2k, and then look at this guy's defensive stat, 11.6. These guys have 21,000 attack. This guy has 19,900, so basically 20,000 attack. It's actually a little bit low for an LR, summonable LR these days. A lot of the newer ones that have come out have had like 21,000 plus. But I think this guy just actually does have one of the highest stats in the game. Yeah, he's all the way up here, and then the Vegeta and Goku are over here. I like this guy's spread better, even though his attack is lower. I prefer to have higher defense. Just I feel like it works better for this guy's team, especially with all the healing going on with the Majin Power team and whatever this new Power Absorption team is. I guess we'll take a look at that as well in a little bit. But that's him pre-transformation. Now let's go take a look at what he is post-transformation. Scroll down a little bit over here. So The conditions are able to be used once 4 turns or more have elapsed, so exactly the same as Vegito, except his is 50% or higher HP instead of 77% or below. So a lot easier to transform with this guy. This guy's pretty much guaranteed, unless you're really struggling to beat a stage and you're constantly at low health. But I think this is pretty much guaranteed to activate on turn 4. All right, so then once he transforms, he has 2 super attacks, obviously, but they no longer infinitely stack attack and defense. The first one, 12 key, is raise his attack for 1 turn, and then the 18 key is raise his attack for 1 turn as well, so they're literally exactly the same. And then the passive is Evil Potential. It recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn, attack and defense plus 150%. Perform an additional attack which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, so it keeps that. Key plus 1 in addition when collecting key spheres, and then key plus 5 for 5 turns from first appearance, and this is new. Seal the super attack of the attacked enemy for 5 turns, once only. And then he also does gain big bad bosses once he transforms and he loses fear and faith. And I forgot to mention for Super Vegito, his links change a lot, but it's to be expected. He gets, I think I made a comment, yeah. Loses Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighter, Saiyan Lineage, and Shocking Speed for Super Saiyan, Power Bestowed by God, Fused Fighter, and Kamehameha. So, I don't know. I feel like once you transform with this guy and you have like big bad bosses activated, and you have the Majin link active, and you have infinite regeneration. Does this guy have infinite regeneration? I don't think he does actually. No, he doesn't. Okay, well that's a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, like again, the Majin, like Majin, you have Metamorphosis, which is not the best, but Wall Standing Tall is pretty good. Legendary Power, I don't know if you'll be able to activate that on like the Majin Power team, because there's literally no other LR Boos, but I want to take a look at this Power Absorption category. I really like this unit. Again, it is turn 4, so even though it's a lot easier for this guy to transform than Goku and Vegeta is, it's still going to be turn 4, so we'll see exactly how often you actually end up seeing that in something like Extreme Super Battle Road, but obviously for like longer events, it's going to be instantaneous pretty much. And this sealing for 5 turns pretty much is just gonna like those like stages where on Category Super Battle Road where the last fight is just 1 enemy, like the enemy is just going to be nullified once you get this off. He's just going to be permanently sealed. So that's where that will get the most use, I imagine. And that's going to be Buu Go Tanks. Let's go ahead and move on to these guys. I actually haven't looked at these guys yet. I just didn't have time to look at their details, but let's take a look at Tien. So Tien, he's the Earthlings. Oh, nice, an Earthling category leader, 120%. Super attack is the Tri-Beam, causes supreme damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack and defense, pretty good. Passive is Allies Backup, key plus 3, attack and defense plus 150, okay. And plus an additional attack plus 70% when performing a super attack, wow. Majin Buu Saga category, super class allies attack plus 30% and defense plus 50. High chance of stunning. Okay, yeah, this guy's really dumb. This guy's super stupid. Now, the only thing, obviously, are... links are not the best. Like, Crane School, you're never going to activate that. Z-Fighters, I guess you could activate Z-Fighters. Courage, not really. I guess Solid Support is always good. Experienced Fighters is not terrible. First Battle is obviously good. So those 3 are good. Cold Judgment's also fairly common. It's not the worst thing ever, but I mean, this passive is insane. I assume Buu is going to be Majin Buu Saga Extreme characters. We'll see. So he's Buu Piccolo, yeah, because this is good because we don't really have a we don't even have like a good Buu Piccolo unit in the game yet. So Power Absorption, Light Grenade causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning. Okay, I do like greatly lowering attack better than that, but this can be really good. Majin's Scheme is recover 50% attack at start of turn, which is good. Key plus 3 and attack plus 150%. Yep. And then he gets Category Allies attack plus 30 and defense plus 50. And medium chance of evading. Oh, medium chance of evading. I wonder if that's like 30% or something. Demonic Ways, not really the best. Brainiacs is good. Metamorphosis is pretty good. Majin, obviously insane. Nightmare is okay. Wall Standing Tall is good. And Fierce Battle. So I think this guy's better links, but like Demonic Ways is pretty bad. So yeah, it's pretty apparent that they're trying to Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized this is power absorption, not Majin Buu Saga. Okay, I thought this guy would support the extreme Majin Buu Saga units. Interesting. Let's take a look at the power absorption category. I want to see what that actually is. Is it going to be very small? It's okay. It's androids and boos pretty much. Yeah. Oh, 13. It gets another category on here. This guy Cell is insane after the link updates. That's always good to see. Anything else on here? I mean, we have this second form Cell is very good. This guy's really good now with these and JP. Omega's on here. That's cool. We're obviously going to get a new one of this guy pretty soon. I feel like this isn't going to be like a main category that you use. I feel like when you want to use this guy as a support unit, you're just going to throw him on to like the Buu Saga's category, and whoever he supports is just so be it. Same thing with like the type supporters. Like you don't specifically build the team around their typing. They just support the units that are on that team. And I think that's going to work very similar to how this guy works, and same thing with TN. So Majin Buu Saga is getting a ton of buffs. Obviously, you can run both these guys on the same team. It actually would work out pretty well, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for now. I believe the banners should actually be dropping tonight. Take a look at the schedule. Oh, okay, it's updating. So the schedule actually said, I believe, let me just refresh this. I think it said like 11:30 Pacific tonight that the banners are coming out. So after the Dokkan Now releases, which should be in about an hour and a half from now, I'll probably do a video going over that, because I'm sure we'll get new info on there potentially. They might even show off the new units in a way that we haven't seen before, maybe like actual gameplay of the units, but I'm sure people have already done that with Trident and whatnot. But okay, that's pretty much all we have. I think it's hard to really tell who's better between this Buu Tanks and Vegito. I assume Vegito, people are going to say Vegito's better just by looking at his thing, but you have to keep in mind, like, this guy's links are going to be just better because he's a Buu unit, right? That's just how the game works now. So I'm excited to see how these guys work out in game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one.